6. Strategy of preaching. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين وإن عاقبتم فعاقبوا بمثل ما عوقبتم به ولئن صبرتم لهو خير للصابرين. Call men to the path of your Lord with wisdom and kindly exhortation, and debate with them in the most befitting manner. Indeed, your Lord best knows those who stray from his path and those who are rightly guided. And if you avenge, let this be commensurate with the wrong that has been inflicted upon you. And if you exercise patience, then this is the best way for the patient. Surah number 16, verses 125 and 126. Although these verses address the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his companions, and as such primarily relate to the inzar of the messengers, it is obvious that the directive stated in them is general and cannot be confined to them alone. Consequently, in all categories and types of preaching, these verses provide guidance regarding the strategy that needs to be adopted. If one deliberates on these verses, one can derive the following points regarding the guidance they provide us. Firstly, wisdom, kindly exhortation, and sound discussion should permeate the tone of this preaching. In the above quoted verses, by wisdom or hikmah is meant the arguments, and kindly exhortation means urging the addressees through sincere reminders. The implication is that whatever is presented should be supported by arguments and presented in the light of knowledge and intellect, and one should not be aggressive and forceful in one's presentation. One's tone should reflect sincerity and affection. If the stage reaches that of debate and argument, then this should be done in a most befitting manner. If the opponent becomes hostile and antagonistic, then instead of responding in an even more belligerent manner, a true preacher should always remain polite and civilized. Secondly, the responsibility of a preacher is that of preaching only. He should communicate the truth and elucidate it, and in no way show any slackness in urging and exhorting people towards it. If he discharges this responsibility in a befitting manner, he fulfills an obligation. It is the Almighty who decides to give guidance to a person or to lead him astray. He knows full well those who have erred and also those who are rightly guided. He shall thus deal with a person in a manner he is worthy of. A preacher should not try to force the truth on others, nor should he give verdicts about the fate a person shall meet in the hereafter. This is the sole prerogative of the Almighty, and the only responsibility of a preacher is to communicate the truth, and he must not exceed this. In the preaching of Muhammad ﷺ, this aspect is explained by the Quran in the following manner. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. You cannot guide whomever you please. It is God who guides according to His law whom He pleases, and He best knows those who are guided. Surah number 28, verse 56. إِن تَحْرِصْ عَلَى هُدَاهُمْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي مَنْ يُضِلُّ وَمَا لَهُم مِّن نَّاصِرِينَ. If you are anxious about their guidance, it should remain clear to you, God does not guide those whom He according to His law leads astray, and God does not help such people. Surah number 16, verse 37. اتَّبِعْ مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ مِن رَبِّكَ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مَا أَشْرَكُوا وَمَا جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ. Therefore, follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord. There is no God but Him, and ignore these polytheists. And remember that had God pleased, they would not have indulged in polytheism. And remember also that we have not made you their keeper, nor are you their guardian. Surah number 6, verses 106 and 107. فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُصَيْطِرٍ. So, O Prophet, keep reminding, you are only one who reminds. You are not one to force your message upon others. Surah number 88, verses 21 and 22. فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْكَ الْبَلَاغُ وَعَلَيْنَا الْحِسَابُ. So your responsibility is only to communicate, and it is us who will take their account. Surah number 13, verse 40. Thirdly, if the adversaries of preaching resort to oppression and inflict harm on the preacher, he is allowed to avenge in a proportion commensurate with the harm inflicted while remaining within moral limits. However, in the eyes of God, it is better that a person bears this oppression without avenging it. He should not take any measure of revenge, neither should he change his stance after being overwhelmed with hardships. Those who show patience at these instances are promised great rewards. Not only will they face its good consequences in this world, they will also encounter good consequences in the hereafter. At another instance, the Quran has urged the believers to refrain from avenging the harm inflicted on them and, on the contrary, to display a befitting attitude. The Quran says, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ ادْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. And good and evil are not the same. Requite evil with good, and you will see that he who is your enemy will become your dearest friend. And remember, none receives this wisdom except those who patiently endure, and none receives it except those who are truly fortunate. If in this matter Satan tempts you, seek refuge in God. Indeed, he hears all and knows all. Surah number 41, verses 34 to 36. This endurance can only sustain in a person when at the very outset preachers of Islam are fully aware of the fact that in this endeavor there can be trials and tests in which a person is robbed of his wealth, orchards are destroyed, hardships are inflicted, limbs are severed, and even life is lost. At times, evil tries to allure a preacher and at times intimidate him. Avarice and fear are used to divert him from the right path. At other times, he is put behind bars and subjected to cruel punishments which dislocate his joints. He is suspended in a muddy well. He is stoned to death right between the altar and the Holy of Holies, and his head is cut and presented to dancing girls. Preachers should have faith that the Almighty, who has blessed them with guidance and imposed the responsibility of preaching upon them, will definitely help them in hardships and in difficulties. The Quran says, وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَقَدْ هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا وَلَنَصْبِرَنَّ عَلَى مَا آذَيْتُمُونَا وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُتَوَكِّلُونَ. And why should we not trust in God when He has already guided us to our paths? We shall endure your persecution patiently, and we know that in God should all the trusting put their trust. Surah number 14, verse 12. It is these 3 points which form the basis of the strategy in preaching religion. The last 2 of these do not require much explanation. However, while presenting one's message with wisdom and with kindly exhortation, certain aspects, the source of which is the example set by the prophets, should be kept in consideration. In the following pages, these shall be discussed in detail. 1.